I don't want the gays to come get you.
Oh, shit.
You know how they are.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh my God.
Nah, yeah, you know.
Hey, shout out to the LGBT.
BBQ. LMNOP.
Lead it up.
Yo, y'all wild.
Nope. I'm not doing a politically correct thing, man. It's not disrespect, bro. I'm just not gonna stumble over my tongue for it. But
Nigga was like, I don't hold this mic.
I'm gonna hold it to the side because I don't like putting stuff in my mouth.
Whoa.
Yeah, I take the nuts out my Snickers before I eat them.
Talk to the mic on the table.
Right? I don't want to touch it.
Hold that shit in my hand like that.
I ain't holding no mic like that.
Yeah,
Titties, big ass titties.
You know?
Big ass titties. Grip it up at the top, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
shit. What's up, y'all? Hey, pause all that.
Nah, we say that's our intro. Titties, big ass titties.
Oh, for real?
We normally say that.
You know,
Okay.
That's how I know my friend doesn't support my podcast and doesn't listen because I said titties, big ass titties. The same thing we
What
say
are you gonna
every
say?
week,
No, listen.
leading into
I've
every
seen,
episode, and he was like, "Why
I've
are
seen
you?"
a few episodes.
Why are
It's
you
always in
into
the
it?
middle of the episode, though. It's never like
Got
the
you.
beginning.
So you just see the previews.
I follow you guys on Instagram.
Nah, I like something in February. I think it was. I seen something back in February.
Yeah.
That's what you. Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
Hey, man, I've been busy. I'm sorry.
I'm watching. I'm
here
keeping
now.
up with you getting Army roles and
Yeah,
shit.
you know what I'm saying?
You out here getting roles to. Okay, first off, I guess we should do an introduction.
I could be
It's
an
EJ. It's TJ. What's your name? I don't know your name. We have a young lady here, and I don't know who she is though.
My name's Aria.
Aria, and I guess our special guest hit
You
all
guess?
the
Damn.
way
Yeah.
from. You don't even listen, motherfucker. How can you feel special if shit you don't listen to? You nigga, the fuck.
Oh, man.
You want to be special, but
Oh, the homies, where they going?
the homies.
Whoa.
Yeah, you know my brothers. You know.
Oh, that's
you know.
right. That's right. That's right.
I gotta support that side too.
Do
I
you
guess.
have to?
I guess.
Like
you can
blue
support
lives matter now. Blue lives matter. I guess. We have actor, director. I guess I want to be serious for a second when I'm giving you
Filmmaker,
accolades. Yeah, because I really do want to run down your list because I let's set the jokes aside for a second because
No
he is
casting couch.
he is a brilliant young man and I definitely like a friend and somebody that I truly like want to like pay true respects to when it comes to his art and his craft. So like let's run down the list really quick before we start bullshitting and start joking around. Writer, director, filmmaker, actor, philanthropist. Like I don't. What else do you want to add to
Sex
it?
symbol.
I'm gonna let you do that part.
You know.
I'm gonna let you do that part. I'll run down. I'll
Nah,
run
you
down
can
the
say it, it's cool,
philanthropy
you know what
and
I'm saying?
like the director.
We're not homophobic on this, right? You know.
Oh no.
Is that you talking to?
See, I always have a theory about that because I always ask people like, what about if you grew up around some really scary gay people? What
Oh,
about that's why you homophobic? You scared of gay people because you just knew some really
You
tough
you
gay
really
people.
scared of gay people, like
Yeah,
nah.
like nah. We had a like. You ever seen The Wire?
I have.
Like
yeah.
the
bunch of-
dude
you know
like
some
Heartless.
Omars?
Who was it? See, Omar or who was
Yeah.
the
You
gay
know-
nigga like that
Yeah,
scared
I know who you're
everybody?
talking about.
Like
Nah.
imagine if you grew up with that nigga on your block.
Oh,
Man, got
shit.
that
Like he
Oh.
sucked dick and do drive-bys,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
you wondering why
Yeah.
when gay people come in the room, this nigga Ronald always leaves the party. You know why?
They would clear the streets, bro. Omar coming.
Yeah, like Omar.
Yo.
Ronald leaves because he grew up with an Omar. Like you got a random friend in college, they be like, man, them gay people here, bro. You got your bulletproof vest on. Like, how do you even make that correlation? This nigga
Man,
Omar.
I never
back
thought
in
about
both-
that. I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah, what about if you grew up around some like you live in Atlanta now? Like you always talk about the gay people that you see in Atlanta and shit that they don't. Not always. We had a fucking conversation. He's been here for like 3 hours. Like so, let me
Right.
say that. Not always. He had a fucking conversation a little while
Yeah,
ago.
bro,
and
he said Atlanta got like the Conan of gay people.
yeah, like what
Yeah,
you
it's-
gonna do?
It's the Mecca, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough out there.
Like
but-
you, this dude just found out that he started liking boy pussy in prison. He just got out of Fulton County, and now he.
You make it seem like you gotta walk out the house with like armor-clad drawers.
Nah, I got these dick proof diapers on right here. Got these man diapers on. They,
He was like they out
dick
here.
proof.
Like,
Nah, they dick proof. You can poke them. They don't stretch. They ain't got no give. Like, nigga got to wrestle the rape out of me.
Nah, the gay niggas out there are cool, man. It's
They cool like you know all of them. Okay, wait. Let's get back because we've digressed
Yeah, you know.
severely. We went from running
That
down
is
your
cool,
resume
bro.
to like
Alright,
your
alright.
views on gay people. Like, let's wait until we get more than 5 minutes into the podcast to
Alright,
ruin
cool.
your production
Yeah,
company, your name.
We'll ease into that. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, actor, filmmaker. Oh shit.
Why did you lose your voice? Recently hit puberty as well. Recent adult.
Actor, filmmaker. Yeah, man.
Start
Pretty
talking
much
from
it.
your diaphragm.
Yeah. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
That Luga getting to me.
There you go.
But yeah, nah, I appreciate y'all having me as a guest on the podcast. I'm
Yeah.
truly honored. I see y'all doing y'all thing, man, and
You know you don't, but I appreciate you doing that line.
Every time I
it.
come around, y'all set up the podcast and y'all get it going. So you got to respect that. Y'all being consistent.
Appreciate that.
I can't say that for a lot of people.
This is only our second episode. The first one,
I've seen more than 2 episodes. I would say that.
So I appreciate that, man. That's dope coming from you. I truly respect you and what you do. So
I appreciate it, man.
Really quick, man. Let's run down the just your movies and stuff. Let's run down your work really quick, your short films, so we can the people can be informed where to find that, how to support. Let's get that out the way now. People always wait to the end to do that. Let's do that early.
Okay.
What number Booty Talk are we on right now?
Booty Talk. Hey,
oh
Booty
yeah,
Talk
for y'all that don't know, he do garage porn as well.
Oh shit.
So for all y'all up and coming models
and rappers, want to get your song in at the beginning of the tape.
Yeah.
Anybody
who don't mind fucking in the garage. The asbestos is out now, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. No, so the first film, America's Pitbull, you can find that on YouTube. My YouTube is Romel Rose, and then I have High Yellow. Then I have Because of the Internet, Spirit of Injustice, and I have a series based on kind of like rape culture and consent, something that is it's a big topic right now. So y'all can find all that on my YouTube. So. Yeah.
This is not a funny thing, like, and I don't want to make light of it. I guess it speaks to the seriousness that I can, being someone who's like a friend of yours and seeing the contrast and how often we joke around and like just like playfully just talk about shit and never speak about the seriousness of stuff. There's a certain, like, if you pay attention to people, like, there's a certain awkwardness that you have when you discuss certain topics. So for me, when I see you, or when I see your art and I see your work and I see how you take on stuff like head on, but like it's stuff that I know is heavy to you because in passing and in conversation, you clam up at the idea of speaking about it. And it's like the only way you can convey it is through your work. And like, I know your work is the most serious thing about you. Like, that's something, your craft and your art is something you take super serious. So it's like, I understand the seriousness of these topics and these art pieces that you're making when I like look at the contrast, the stark contrast of like, yo, this man can't even, in person, he can barely talk about this, but like when he's in his comfort zone and in his realm of where he expresses himself best, like he takes on some of the most heavy stuff, and like that's dope, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's funny that you say that because a lot of people who like meet me and don't know of my work, or people who like go on my Instagram and they're not familiar with my actual content, they're like, whoa, like that, I didn't expect you to be taking on that kind of stuff. Just because, like you said, like sometimes those conversations are hard to have with, the homies. Some homies might not be ready to have that kind of dialogue. So I take that and I kind of put it into my work rather than trying to be preachy or like put it on social media or whatever. I kind of just put it in the form of a story and let the
medicine in the candy in the truest form.
So
but with that, like you kind of touched on something, and like we're gonna get lighthearted. Like we're not gonna stay deep for long. But I do want to kind of, you did mention like sometimes our friends and our peers and our homies, and we have a very close peer circle. Like we share a lot of the same friends. How do you address that sometimes? Like, do you think sometimes we have to present these conversations even when people aren't ready for them, because that kind of awakens them from their ignorance? And when I say ignorance, I mean that in like the truest sense, like the truest definition of that word, like their unknowingness. Yeah. Do sometimes we take them out of that being oblivious? And I don't know, like it's kind of like you do have to wake people up sooner than what they're ready, but it's like that's where we're at right now. And like, do you sometimes have that crossroad where you don't feel kind of obligated to do it, like present stuff to your friends first? Because it's like you present your art to the whole world with this message, and you'll give it to strangers that you don't know. And I mean, you as on a humanistic level you care about, but you don't care about. How do you not feel sometimes obliged to like present that to your friends sometimes, even if they're not ready for it, even if you understand that it's for their own well-being, even though like sometimes you're not ready and I'm gonna have to abruptly throw something on you, but isn't that kind of out of love?
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that there's a way you present it, because sometimes you could try to tell somebody something, you could present it, and y'all might not see eye to eye on it, and it could ruin a relationship sometimes. Like I deal with it personally, like with family. Like I did a piece like dealing with like police brutality, and everybody know my brother's a police officer, so it's like having those conversations.
Well, everybody might not know. Like, you do have an audience. Like, we're speaking to more people than just our friends here, so we do have.
For those who don't know, my brother's a police officer, so sometimes those conversations are we have opposite mindsets and viewpoints. So instead of us arguing about it, because we just have two different points of views. All right, let me put it in a story form, and hopefully, like, you could, without me trying to preach it to you or tell you or argue or like get you to see my point of view, just watch this. Like, watch the story unfold. And I usually try to do it in a very honest and with integrity in that kind of way, to where it's undeniable when you're watching this. You can't say that I'm lying or saying or doing anything untruthful. Like, it's
unbiased.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, I struggle with that.
That was gonna be my next question. How do you sometimes leave your artwork open for interpretation without leading? Like, because your own feelings and views. Sometimes you have to make pieces about things that you have to be unbiased about, and you want to kind of start. For us, we always say we never want to be the end of the conversation. We're more so looking to spark a conversation. So with that, some of our viewpoints have to be unbiased, and we have to just tell the truth as like members of as broadcast journalists and members of the media. We just kind of, even with our own perspectives and experiences and life experience, some things we have to just present as it is and leave it open for interpretation. How do you deal with that at that crossroad? Like, how do you put your personal feelings aside for stuff and just create the artwork in a way that is unbiased, unleading, and just open to interpretation for those who are going to consume it?
Well, I think for me, I'm particularly at an advantage with my work because most of my stuff comes from like real life experiences, right? So it's nothing that it's not fictional to me. It's like, yo, I'm taking a real life situation and creating a story out of it. So that's where the unbiased come from. Like, yo, this really happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course it's not autobiographical or anything like that, but it comes from a real situation. So we could look at this real situation, and the way that I like to shoot it is like, yo, like, you hopefully you can't tell that these people are acting, so the story should impact you on that level to where it's like, damn, that really happened to somebody. You know what I mean? And then we can have the conversation about like why it happened, how could we change it, how can we like, figure it out, because I don't have the answers. I never presented in a sense of like, yo, this is the answer, like this is what we need to do. I just tell the story, and then that's why I like to have screenings where we could open it up for discussion, like, okay, what can we do about this? What is your perspective? What is that perspective? And a lot of people don't have the same perspectives, but at least now we're having the conversation because we watched the story just unfold. You know what I mean? So I mean, I try to do it in that way, but sometimes you don't succeed and sometimes you do. You just got to do it. So
makes sense. What sparked the move, man? Like, to Atlanta? Like, what made that happen? Like, Rose Productions has like migrated to Atlanta, is now like headquartered in Atlanta, I guess it's safe to say.
I just wanted a different experience. Like, I felt like I'm born and raised in California. All I knew was California. Like, I've never lived outside of California, and I was just getting so sick of being out here and like dealing with people, and like I feel like doors weren't opening for me here. So I'm like, all right, let me just. It was between Atlanta or New York for me. I really like New York. My personality is more suited for New York, but Atlanta is a lot going on, in the black community as far as like the entertainment industry. So I was like, okay, well, let me just try it out. This is not something permanent. I'll go out there, see if I like it. And I've been out there making connections. Like you said, I booked a commercial. I've been just trying to just spread my wings and not be so calied out and not be so stuck in California. But being in Atlanta and being in the South, it definitely made me appreciate California on a different level, to where now I'm coming home, I'm like, yo, the first thing I want to do is like see my homies and see my family. It's like, I feel like I took that for granted being in California, where I don't know anybody. I don't have any family. It's like I've been on my own for the past 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So
have you started, because I left California early, like we both did, going to college and shit. Like, we left California early. And have you started to encounter not only like that you don't appreciate your friends and family, but you haven't appreciated LA?
Yeah, 100%.
Like,
100%.
When I travel or when I meet people or people that are transplanted here in LA, and they're like, yeah, I'm from here and I left this place with like $13 in a backpack and I came here and now I work here, and I'm like, damn, like, this is a place that it's enough opportunity here that people will up and leave their homes with like pocket change and come here and pursue a dream. And we'll sit here as people that are from LA and be like, you can't do nothing here. Ain't no opportunities. Have we? And that's not even to knock what you're saying. Like, because for you, I completely understand. Like, it's giving yourself a better chance. It's not that you don't have a chance here. It's giving yourself a better chance. That's different. But like, there are people who are like just in LA and they like, man, I just can't find a job, or I can't do this. And it's like, there's people that move here with no navigation, no compass of this place, no familiarities of nothing. And they're like, nah, I got 2 jobs over here. Then I catch the train to this place. And you be like, damn.
Yeah. And the crazy,
you know how to catch the train?
The crazy thing about what you're saying is like being in Atlanta, all of my friends, all of my creative friends, I would say, they all trying to get out here. And I'm like, huh? Like, I didn't understand it at first. I'm like, why would you want to go to California? Like, it's so fake, like, da-da-da-da. Like, but then as I'm out there, I'm like, okay, it definitely feels like, and no offense to the South or anything like that, but for me, coming from California, it kind of felt like, yo, the South is like 30 years behind Cali. I'm like, yo, I feel like, yo, like, I'm in a different type of
Did
world.
I just get the Lancaster, nigga?
Yeah.
Like, what
So
the
it made me
fuck?
appreciate it, like, yo, like, dang, like, I didn't realize, like, how good I had it here. And not to say I don't have it good in Atlanta, but it was just, like, it made me appreciate family and friends of, like, yo, just being, I mean, no offense to nobody, like, but
LA as a place,
like
you
what
can
you
do
like.
anything you want here at LA at any moment. Like, it's the snow, it's the beach, it's the city. It's like, you could be in every place. You could be in Miami, you could be in New York, you could be in fucking Utah, you could be in every place within 2 hours in LA. Like, that's just the reality of it. You could be in Big Bear, downtown LA. You can fucking go to the mountains going up north. You can go to the Grapevine. You can go to the motherfucking safaris in Malibu. Like, you can literally go any fucking place in LA, and it's not till you leave this bitch that you don't realize, like, damn, everything's shut down at 8:30 every place except for LA.
yeah. And then the biggest thing that I experienced, and I didn't even expect to experience this, but like the value of like having, and not to offend nobody, but like heterosexual friends. It's like, yo, being around y'all niggas today, I ain't been around a group of straight men.
You act like it is just
Yo,
just
like all
swinging
my
in the
no, and
trees.
like I, not to say I have gay friends. You know what I'm saying, in Atlanta, like some of the homies is gay. Like that's cool if that's how y'all rock. But just being around straight
trying to
men,
swing
it's
this.
a
I love
different.
how the niggas cannot deal with homosexuality. Like,
I'm
it's
just
like,
gonna swing
that's
this way.
cool if that's
I have
what
a
you want to do,
question.
but I'm
Nah,
not going to do it because I had a father in my life, and he taught me to have, like,
I'm
whoa,
just
what
gonna
the
swing
fuck?
out of this. I have
Like-
a question. Like, just this, we gonna swing.
Okay,
And
I got
swing.
gay homeboys if
Yeah,
that's what you want to do. I'm just
I'ma
happy to be around
swing.
niggas that like women, nigga.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it.
Like a women's.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great to talk.
I like
being able
niggas
to
that's
talk
delivered.
about, like titties and vaginas, man. That shit is wild.
Man, like,
Yeah, man.
Whoa.
man, like, you know, I'm all against rape culture, but I had to hear somebody just disrespect some women real quick. Like,
Something like
this
that.
nigga-
Wow.
Is that shit?
Nah, but
That's it.
yeah,
Oh,
nah,
you-
just.
did you
No,
not know
yeah.
what you signed up
Let's,
for when you
okay,
said
let's
it?
not even say heterosexual friends because I don't even have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of male
I
friends.
was about to say, you gonna
period,
lose
out
your
there.
2 friends. You got 2 gay friends in
Yeah,
Atlanta.
nah, shout out to
You
my
got
gay
2
homies,
niggas that
you
work
feel
at
me?
Mac.
Shout out to the gay homies,
There
but
you
look,
go.
The
so
gay
look,
homies, not just the
Yeah,
homies,
to
but
the gay homies.
the gay
Yeah.
homies. I don't want to group all my homies together. I like to
Oh,
keep my
man.
homies
Say it,
separate.
bro.
nah, but yeah,
Some
not
gay
even.
homies in that nigga. That's on
Yeah,
butts.
just friends
It's
in
on
general
butts.
who you
Butts, bro.
you know who you have a rapport with, who you rock with out there. It's like I said, I'm by myself. I don't really know a lot of people, so yeah, man, I appreciate
That
y'all.
nigga said that's on booty.
We
nigga.
appreciate you too, man. It's like
How does
especially
the
with
wait? How does the environment like? Sorry, I just thought about like I was thinking about this.
like you about to go somewhere, and I had one last serious thing I just
oh
wanted
no,
to
it's
get.
it's serious. It's not like it's not a joke.
You about to he's about to ask about gay people putting shit on dicks.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say it. Oh, I mean, if that's, I mean, hey man, look, shout out to your friends. They be putting shit on dicks. They putting themselves on dicks.
Oh
But
my
whatever.
God,
And that wasn't where I was going. I was just saying, like, if you look at like
Like gay niggas be in an argument, like I put that on my booty, nigga.
Yeah, they
I put that on my booty,
yeah,
nigga.
I put that on anus, nigga. Like that's
Put
whole,
that on ain't
bro,
it?
that's whole sphincter them. Like,
Hey, you're sick.
It's a bunch of gay niggas like I put that on my femininity, nigga.
Yeah, bro.
I put that on my femininity, nigga.
Nah, that's the thing. A
Scrub
lot of gay
dog,
niggas out
nigga.
there, they don't be feminine. They be like, they be,
You scared they gonna run up on you?
Nah, I'm not
He
scared.
said he was in traffic, and the nigga already pulled up on him. He's like, hey, you, I
he's
see you.
jail, nigga.
Nah,
Like,
there's no
Look.
fear. There's just
Lennox
you know,
Small. Lennox Small is like
a bunch
this.
of Damons walking around.
Damn.
Diamonds. Diamond, nigga.
Little phone books. That's they books. Like,
Nah, but I
good,
will
nigga?
say that the dope thing about Atlanta is like it's a lot of black people. It's a lot of black culture
Yeah,
out there.
Yeah, that's what
Black
I'm saying. Okay,
affluence.
cool.
Everywhere you go, bro. Like here, it's
TJ's
like,
gonna have a serious moment, people. Let's stop.
yeah,
Let's let him
here
have it.
in
not-
California,
it
I
ain't
feel
that-
like
it ain't
the
that
black population is like spread out, but like in Atlanta, bro, everywhere you go, bro, you gonna see black people. Like I love that.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I'm not a filmmaker or like a musician, but like when you hear music artists, you can tell when they've gone to a different area and how it affects their music. How does like a different area affect, or does it have an effect on filmmaking? Like,
Yeah, bro. Honestly, this gonna sound ignorant, but like when I first got there, I was like, oh shit, like I only see this stuff in slave movies. You know what I'm saying? Like that sound ignorant, but that was really my thought process. I was like, yo, this gave me I never understood like how slave movies were made, but like now when I'm in that environment, I'm like, oh shit, like
That's terrible
I
when
never
the-
thought I could like make a slave
I
movie.
understand what you're saying. I feel like I understand what you're saying, but I understand why it's so fucked up. You've never seen black people coexist in a community? Like just
No. Just the like landscape.
Oh, the landscape. I thought niggas talking about like the community of black people.
Not black people.
I was like, God damn,
like,
nigga, like so anytime you seen black camaraderie and slavery,
no, like
you was like, nah, like it felt like Rosewood. Like just niggas was picking cotton when I got off the plane and shit. Like it just felt good.
I'm assuming he says he's something like if you're going on like a road trip and you can literally see, hey nigga, that's cotton. Like that's really a cotton field.
Like them
like,
fields.
Like bro,
that's a
where I was
wooden
staying
house.
at, it literally said such and such plantation, my nigga. You don't
Yeah.
see that here.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, is this a real plantation? Like,
No,
you see
that'll be
land,
really
bro.
uncomfortable if it was a plantation next to a mall in LA. Like,
Bro,
could you imagine
it's
going
like
to next
that.
to the Beverly
No.
Center and seeing like a plantation?
It's like that.
No,
like,
bruh.
It's like, yo, it's surreal. It's like, oh shit, like
My
I've never
grandmother's-
been around this before. I
My
only
family
see this
still
on
owns
movies.
the plantation that like my great grandfather was a white man. Still, they like that plantation is still in my family. Like the plantation that he owned as a white man is still in my family. Like you can go back and
I've never seen that in person before. Like,
no,
I've
yeah,
been-
it's a
I've
fucked
been-
up thing to see. Like
uncomfortable.
that's a privileged life when you've never seen that in person. So like,
And
let's not complain about it. But
Let me say this: it didn't hit me till yesterday. I was talking to my homegirl, and we was going back and forth about like, oh, Atlanta is being so like it's so beautiful, it's so many trees, and then she was like, yeah, but like once you realize that our ancestors was hung from those
them
trees,
motherfuckers,
they put it. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Hey,
like,
that's a beautiful tree. It's terrible that my grandfather was an ornament on that motherfucker.
yeah,
though.
bro,
Like, yeah, that's a
the
fucked
kind,
up
that's
life.
the kind of
Yeah.
vibe it is. It's like, okay,
Yeah, it's kind of like, that's a real fucked up. Like, can you imagine that? Like, you want to buy a house and put a tire swing, but you like, what the fuck has swung from this tree before I'm putting a tire swing here for my 7-year-old? Like,
yeah.
that's a fucked up reality, and that is one that's like, I guess that I could like I've fucking left California at 17 years old and moved to Mississippi. Like, so yeah, the idea of that, like 17 years old by myself, like for college, I moved playing football and just completely oblivious, moving out like a LA. I'm from Compton. My first experience with white people outside of my parents was like 9th, 10th grade. Like when I dealt with white people independently, like where I had to encounter a white person and my parents weren't within a stone's throw of me. Like my first time was fucking high school. So you can imagine within the first 5 years of it dealing with people, white people basically independently, I'm sent to fucking Mississippi, like with the blinders of like I'm just going to be an athlete, like having that on and not understanding like the lifestyle and the culture and getting down there and realizing like, damn, I don't even fucking like white people. Like, no, and that's not being funny. That was like, that was something I had to later on dig through and kind of figure out why. Like, why do you? And like for me, it was because my whole life I've never dealt with them out for the up to that point. My whole life I had never dealt with white people outside of an authoritative position, outside of them trying to tell me what to do. I had never built any rapport with white people. Growing up, my youth football coaches and my youth basketball coaches were my father, and people that looked like my father and looked like me and my mother. These were the people that were raising me my whole life was black people. So my only encounters with white people were the police. So the first time that like I got to the South, seeing encountering white people that didn't even have to like act as if I was equal to them, or like it was no shame in not identifying me as an equal or treating me civil.
Right.
Like that shit threw me for a fucking loop. And I think that's the shit when people came home like, did you get a culture shock? Like I didn't really fucking understand what it meant. Like when I was visiting, like when I would go visit the school before I like fully enrolled and moved down there, I didn't sense the culture shock. Like I didn't get no culture shock from it. I guess like again I had blinders on of like I'm going down here to do something, not understanding I would have to spend 3 to 4 years of my life down there in this environment. And it wasn't until I got there that I realized like, oh fuck, this is what everybody's been saying. And then going from there to Grambling, a historical black college in an area that's predominantly black, everybody I'm seeing in power is black, the affluent people are black, the presidents, the doctors, everybody in my community is black, and they're all willing to teach and give and love me in a different way. Like in that moment, that's when I understood like, oh shit, like this is culture shock. Like this is the difference in culture. Like this is us. Like have you had that encounter yet? I guess like, I don't know, like has that been there for you yet? Like the encounter of, I guess
Culture shock.
Not just culture shock, but like it's white people. Yeah, it's a culture shock, but a change or an understanding of the differences in like white people here and there, and even black people here and there. Like dealing with black people in other places, I would be like, why are y'all putting like they treated, white people would come in the room and you would see like the shrinking, and I'm sitting here like I'm not. Fuck that white woman. My money spent like hers, but like hey, chill out, bro. Chill out. Yeah, and it's like I'm from LA, bro. I don't know shrinking when white people come in the room. Like, have you had these experiences yet?
I haven't encountered many white people. Like I said, like I see a lot of black people, and granted, I've only been there a few months, so I haven't really encountered a lot of white people besides like my agents and stuff like that, but they've showed love, so it hasn't been that. The culture shock has been with black people. It's just like, I'm still
Positive
trying
or
to,
negative?
I don't know, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because
Okay.
I feel like I've been in California for so long. There's a certain way that I talk and there's a certain way that I move. Like certain shit that I say to y'all not gonna get offended because y'all know where I'm coming from. Like y'all not gonna think I'm aggressive. But in California, in Georgia, I've had people tell me that I'm aggressive. Like chill out. Like, and I'm just like, huh? Like I'm the least aggressive. I be feeling like I'm the least aggressive one.
I remember having that in school. Like
really?
When we was in Graham, like you would have people from various southern states, but they would do shit that I'm not used to out here, like simply wave or like be like forthcoming with talking. And out here, I really wasn't used to that unless I know you. Like, I'll be kind of like trying to survey the room first. They didn't really have a lot of that. So that Southern hospitality was even something I had to get used to.
Yeah, Southern hospitality too. But I came in with this ball of energy. Like, yo, I heard
I think a lot of that is that right there. Like LA, how we move, everything is so fast paced. Like how we consume things, how we do things, how quick things can become old here and cycle out in LA. It's faster than anywhere or like amongst the fastest places that there are. Like what's cool here is cool quick, and like by the time it trickles to Atlanta, LA's probably over it and sending the next thing down
and
to
that's
Atlanta.
Why I said it feel like it's 30 years behind because I'm like, yo.
But that's also why they might feel like you're moving aggressive or you're aggressive is because you're moving, and it's slow. Like it's the South, everybody chilling. They don't understand. Like we ain't in no rush. What you rushing for?
That's the biggest thing I had to adjust to, and that was the culture shock for me because I'm thinking. I had the opposite thought. I'm thinking Atlanta was booming. Everybody was telling me Atlanta was booming. Like this is where it's at. People shooting. So I came with this energy. Like let's get it. Like I'm trying to meet everybody, bro. But the people were reluctant to like meet up with me. When I was like, what? Like yo, let's connect. I'm trying to connect, and people were like,
but we do that in LA. Like I think the reason for that in LA is because LA is so fucking big. Like you can really be in this town with somebody for years and be like, damn, you live around there. Like, now my grandmother lived right around the corner. I've never seen you in my life.
Right.
You be like, nah, I've been living there for 30 years. You be like, huh?
Yeah.
And then it's like in Atlanta, I think Atlanta's so small, everybody see everybody. Like the rappers and people say, like, nigga, we all live in Atlanta. I'm going to see you. Like, I think Atlanta is really that small where somebody like, if you doing this, we gonna see each other eventually. You don't have to rush to be like, let's do lunch. Yeah. LA, you gotta tell somebody like, let's do lunch. When you free, let's go to brunch. Let's meet at the Grove. I got like, come on, let's go to the pier or something. Let's discuss this shit. Yeah. And I think Atlanta is so small, and I think in the South in general, like it's just so small. People be like, I'm gonna run into you. Like we ain't got to press and rush.
My first week there, I was trying to set shit up for every day. I wanted something to do every day. Like I'm trying to be productive, and then people were kind of like, yo, relax. Like I don't even know you. Like I'm like, yo, I'm trying to connect. And you worried about if you know me or not.
That is like the difference of energy between places. Because like here, everything, like you said, everything in LA is really, it sounds like cliche, like it's fast paced, but LA is like us, and I would say like places you think about like New York, like if you're not ready to get it right now, the opportunity will fucking miss you. Because there's 4 billion motherfuckers here trying to do the same thing. Like I've like, we've watched your stuff. We've paid attention that you have good material. So I ain't just saying shit to say it, but
be donating to the nigga crowd funds and shit.
Man,
nigga won't even tune in.
But no, like so I could say with confidence
least,
that you have like good work, you make good material. But you see, it's 50 motherfuckers out here like. So I set up my YouTube page the other day, but you gotta really compete. It's fucked up. You gotta compete with that motherfucker, knowing good and well. That motherfucker did what we did. Like, he set up his phone and was like, I have a story to tell. But somehow that's a filmmaker.
Right.
Yeah.
And in Atlanta, and not to say, I wouldn't say that Atlanta you might have to compete, but I think their community is just weird. Like, you can make it here, and nobody nowhere else will know you. But, like, I think, Dro said that one time. Dro was like, it was an interview Dro had, and it was talking about, like, why are you not, like, as big as T.I.? And he was like, I could be probably, but he goes, I live in Atlanta. And he goes, I know I can always eat in my own backyard. So my motivation to move like that is I don't have it. Because I know I could drop this mixtape, these couple songs. And I feel like I'm assuming that mode translates to a lot of other art forms. So like I could drop a couple movies and like fucking Luke, Pablo Hernandez, whatever. He dropped the move.
Juan
He
Pablo,
dropped, but he dropped the Salt Life shit. But I feel like you can maybe do that in Florida, and as long as you boom in there, in LA, it's like you have to boom here and nationally, like off rip. You got to boom for the world.
I think what happens is when you boom in LA, there's a part of like the world here. Like there's a part of like the machine that peddles the world's entertainment. There's a part of that's stationary here in LA. So you have to compete with blowing up against that machine and blowing up against the local machine. If like they're importing talent to blow up in LA, and then there's homegrown talent blowing up in LA at the same time. The importing of talent to Atlanta has just started. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's all homegrown shit. So it's basically like when you see like Bollywood movies and shit. Yeah, the reason why they sell 1 billion movies, they sell 1 million copies of their movies and you've never heard of them is because it's 1 billion people in India and it's just all of them feeding off of all of them. When you come in with that outside
blueprint, folks.
Yeah, like Atlanta, right? For a place like Atlanta, when they hear somebody like LA, you somebody who come from LA and you got 5 projects done in Los Angeles and then you move to little old Atlanta, they like, why you going from being the regular sized fish in the big pond, now you coming down to little old Atlanta with your LA fame and your LA fan base and your LA marketing, and you gonna move to Atlanta with your 5 LA movies and come dominate this market. People kind of like, yo, fuck you.
Like I thought I was gonna come and kill it. I was
come down here with your LA fan base.
Yeah, I thought the opposite. I'm thinking, yo, I was gonna come from LA. People was gonna want to work with me.
People was gonna be like, oh, you black, yeah, like,
yeah. I was like, yo, I'm about to kill Atlanta. Nah,
I think it's still like 2 layers to it. I think it's once you surpass racism, I think it's an internal thing that I think is based on classism, and it's based on the idea of like you're coming from where we're all striving to get to. What do you feel like about you? Because our insecurities are telling us that you are this thing that when I get to LA, I plan on like putting on shades and not talking to people and walking down Rodeo and Melrose, and you've done all that already. So like, how do you feel about yourself? Like you probably somebody who won't even talk to little old me. So I shun you before you shun me. Right. Like sometimes you do that out of your own insecurities. It's like you won't even like. You won't approach a situation because you fear that situation, but the situation, like it's just that. And I think
a misinterpretation of culture too, like how I said like the Southern hospitality thing. I remember I used to take that as like, what the fuck this motherfucker trying to do? Like, cause I've never really had anybody out here like go, hey man, how's it going? I don't know you, my nigga. Like, what are you? Like, what people
you
don't
know inviting you to barbecues. Like, y'all want to come eat? You be like, nah, you gonna
like I used to be like,
you gonna put something in my food and rape me? Like, it's just weird.
Like,
no, that's always the biggest consequence. Like, you don't want to be. That's the biggest vulnerability. Like, yo,
exactly. Like I had.
You can fuck me. I had no fight in me.
Yeah. Like I had to learn to get to understand it. So people would see me and I would have like I'm a pretty chill nigga, but like my face would always be like. Like everybody
got
like,
rested nigga face.
Yeah, like I had more than a few people go like, you look like you was really. I'm like, I'm really going to class. Yeah, right. But they weren't used to that, so I feel like sometimes we might give off. I don't know if it's a city energy, if it's LA energy, like the hustle and bustle. Because I've talked to people from New York, they have it too. It's like a very like you gotta.
I was just finna go there.
Yeah,
I was
so
just
they
finna go there.
And think
no, it's just minding your fucking business. It's minding your fucking business. And I didn't realize until I went to a place that people mind a fucking business more than we mind our business. Like, I'm from like, all right, so I'm from Compton. So it's like, we mind our fucking business anytime we go anywhere else. It's like, yo, I'm going to LA, I'm on the train, I'm gonna mind my fucking business. I got to New York City and it wasn't until like, I was the motherfucker that wanted people to talk to me and I wanted attention that I realized like, niggas not being rude, they just minding their fucking business. Mm-hmm. Like nobody got time. Like it's a city where people going, like I just said about LA, we always going and always moving. I don't really have time to like be your friend, like right now. Like if somebody in LA walk up to you in downtown LA and ask you for directions, you gonna come off like the most serious asshole in the world because you don't have time. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm not even in the fucking mindset. That shit happened to me today. I went downtown. Today is like the day of Nipsey Hussle's memorial and homegoing service. But like this shit happened. I was in downtown LA today and I had just got off the fucking train because I didn't want to drive and deal with the parking and shit. So, and I always just ride the train. The train is relaxing to me, public transportation. I don't know why. That's a conversation for later. But being poor is relaxing to me. I don't know. Like living a life without a car, it just makes me feel so good. But
hey, New York.
Right. I fucking get up. That's why I'm saying I love New York. But I get off the subway and I get off the red line and like a motherfucker walked up to me. He was like, hey man, do you know what street we on? He was like, are you from around here? I'm like, yeah. Do you know what street we on? I'm like, the fuck? Like a street. I was like, he's like, I'm not from around here. I'm just like, yeah.
By proxy.
Yeah, like he was like
a fucking street sign.
Exactly. We was sitting on the literal corner of like 7th and Fig, and it was just like, yo, bro, look the fuck up. But I had to realize, like, I don't know where they put street signs in other cities or wherever the fuck this guy is from.
Right.
So this motherfucker probably has no clue where to look. He probably looking on the ground at the curb and shit. Like in New Hampshire, they put him down here, so I'm gonna check. And like, I just got so irritated, but I'm like, that's what makes. And I wasn't even mad at the moment. I was truly like in a good mood and everything, but I was like, I just wasn't even thinking about you. Like I was minding my business so fucking much that I looked like a dick turning around going, huh? What the fuck? Wait, what? Yeah, 7th to Figueroa, man. Sign right there.
Right.
Like that came off like some dick shit. And it's just like, you ever realize that maybe sometimes you just are coming off like in a
I've dealt
the LA and you are shining through.
I've definitely, like, no joke, like I've been like doing some self-reflecting, like, yo, it's so many people saying this about me. Maybe it's me, like maybe I'm, because I was like, yo, people in Georgia are fucking tripping, y'all weird. Like I was like putting it all on them, but I was like, yo, maybe it's the way that I'm communicating, like. And then I've had sit downs with multiple people. And like we've broken it down, the miscommunication, like why is there a miscommunication? And she's like, okay, this is what I said this, but I meant this. And I'm like, okay, well, you said that to me, that meant this. Like that's common sense to me. So it's just this lack of miscommunication, I don't know what the fuck you call it, but I'm just like, our brain.
I think it's a difference in communication. Like that's one thing that I like had went through for a while was understanding the power in vocabulary and like how just different words have different meanings to people just through experience and just a bunch of varying things. Like there's a bunch of variables that go into people's communication and vocabulary sometimes. It's just the understanding of like a facial expression and what. Like I despise people saying what to me. Like I despise people saying what. Like if I'm just like, I would rather you say excuse me, like anything other than what. Like it just, to me, that's you giving me the most, like the terriblest attitude to say what to me if I'm saying, and like I had to realize that for some people that's really not that big of a deal to them. Like it's really the fuck not. Like, and I have tendencies to me that are like, I'm like, yeah, I really be like, I'm a terrible friend in the sense of like, I'm not a person that has to communicate with you all the fucking time. Like you can be my best fucking friend and I cannot talk to you for like days and shit. And it really can be on some shit like not for no reason, not for no nothing. It's just like, that's how I operate. And when I pop up, I'm gonna feel like we've been talking every day. At least that's how I'm gonna interact. And I've had people be like, you just not gonna talk to me for 2 weeks and then just pop the fuck back up. And I'm like, yeah.
People underestimate the power of me time. Like I don't be doing shit. I really just like being my motherfucking self. Like people.
Yeah,
like,
I'm big on that, but I
I
hate when people start these weird relationships where it's kind of like you are like expressing understanding for like, yeah, you know, just the one-sided shit, basically what I'm saying. But anyway, yeah, like that is some shit that's real, bro. Like the fucking understanding yourself and taking out accountability sometimes, and understanding like the power in vocabulary and the power and the differences in that shit. It's really serious. Like it's like for you, I can imagine like it's hard to like date someone and try to do that, like dating one person. Can you imagine like dating a city of motherfuckers? Like you have to essentially date Atlanta, nigga, because you have to like get acquainted with her and the communication and the temperament and the like the dark side and the happy side of it. Like that shit is like dating a whole fucking city.
Right.
It's like dating a bitch with like 10 million kids.
I will say that's another part of the culture shock, like the whole dating scene. Like, I mean, granted, I didn't go to Atlanta to date, but like in LA,
you live your life.
You know what I'm saying?
You went to Atlanta to live.
Yeah. And
so
then, you know, I feel like
there's
there's a difference in culture of like just, I don't know.
niggas keep hollering at you.
No, not even that. Oh man, no.
We circle back.
We circle back. I see what we did.
It's a bunch of dick DMs, man.
Hey, it's niggas. Hey, listen.
Keep getting messages from niggas in panties, man. This shit is uncomfortable.
Niggas in panties. Oh man, nah.
He said niggas in panties. Oh man.
Or nigga this rhinestone jockstrap
right.
running up on me, bro. Like,
that's funny.
Nigga asked me, I want to be a mankini model. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
That's funny.
Some of this shit must have happened to him because he's really uncomfortable. He like,
stay away from those jokes.
He like, that's funny.
This will resurface in 10 years.
Oh yeah, you be trying to host the Oscars and shit. They be like, remember you
Kevin
made that
Hart me.
right there. They go, Kevin.
Kevin Hart.
gay niggas can't laugh at fucking rhinestone jockstrap. I thought that was funny.
Nah.
They don't like that.
Nah, that was funny.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh.
I'm gonna laugh.
I'm gonna laugh. No, I'm good.
Nah, but yeah, man.
I've done other shit in my life that I know the Illuminati not gonna let me get too famous for. So I don't know. I'm not really too concerned about the LGBT BBQ community coming. And I'm not saying it to be offensive, but like, ask some niggas anything about the Black Panthers. What are they gonna know? Who the fuck? Yeah,
Oh, that's
who
some
gives
real
a fuck?
shit.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
as far as worried about the Illuminati or whatever, like, I'm not really worried about like none of that.
Really?
I mean, not really. Like, what fuck
I got unpaid parking tickets, man. I ain't fucking with the Illuminati.
I'm not fucking with them, but I just feel like what they fucking.
I ain't doing nothing real in my life, but that's how petty I feel about the Illuminati. Like they'll come get a nigga behind some parking tickets. They be like, that nigga's on extension on his water bill. Let's take him down.
I don't know. I've had a pretty inspiring day outside of like
Bro.
Fox News correspondents. Like,
Yo, Fox 11 News. Okay, so like we talked about today, the Nipsey Hussle Memorial. It's April 11th. Fox 11 News, fucking throw the whole station in the trash. That shit was the worst fucking newscast. Listening to these
I forget
people.
old girl's name at the end though. She was killing.
Yeah, they found a black person. She wasn't
her
nowhere.
and old boy that was standing over there by.
I don't know who he was. A black man. Yeah.
Them two though.
The two black correspondents. I don't know who it was, but the white man that was standing in front of Marathon store, his dick was inside his stomach. He was so nervous. Like his balls just went up into his intestines. He was so goddamn
Got a
nervous.
balloon popped, guys.
Yeah, he was.
Wow.
Everybody went into panic mode, and crowd started rushing.
Whoever that bitch was in that velvet coat, she was like, tell him, what's your favorite song? Keep it clean. I was like, suck that bitch, bro. Like, fuck you talking
Mind
about?
you, she's talking to a 9-year-old. Like, why are you asking 9-year-olds what's their favorite rap lyric? She gonna get her a whooping. Her granny right here.
Right.
I was waiting for that guy. Nothing like you rap niggas. Say that shit. Fuck her.
Like, goddamn, you asking 7-year-olds like, what's your favorite Nipsey Hussle song? Like,
Bitch up there in a suede blazer gonna tell you to fucking quiet down. Fuck her.
Motherfucker, I can't tell you what's my favorite song. You got me on the goddamn news. How you gonna ask a 7-year-old? You got me fucked up, dumbass. Sing some of the lyrics. Last time that I checked, I ain't nothing like you rap
Fuck
niggas.
Donald
Victory
Trump.
lap. Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, the fuck kind of shit is that? That was the worst shit ever. I got so angry about that.
Yeah, they were dicks, but
Yeah, no, I ad-libbed for an hour. I was just sitting here commentating. Like, I was talking back to the screen and very upset and angry about that.
yeah, they're the only things that made it whatever. Everything else though, like, was
Everything else is beautiful. Like, the black camaraderie, I don't know. I stopped watching it before I think they finished it, so I don't know if it went bad. But
no, I'm gonna just keep it in my heart. Like, the shit went good and stay good because it was just
beautiful.
yeah.
It
like,
really
I don't
was.
think I've seen enough people like post this. I don't think in my fucking lifetime I've seen anything this fucking majestic in the city. Like, it shouldn't have took. Obviously, you don't want it to take somebody's like passing, but this shit was wild, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna hold you up. LA can't sustain black people just doing that on a regular for no reason.
I mean, not on. I'm not saying like, it's not something that I would want to happen on the regular.
No,
but,
I mean, like, even if we was gonna have like Black Fest every like once every quarter, like the city of LA would break if that many black people.
No,
went on the
not like
street.
that.
Yeah, like that's
not like that. But I'm
that's
just
way
saying
too
like
much.
No.
That's
I'm not saying
way
something
too
that
much.
could happen, but just for somebody to bring that about, like, I was just like, this is
No,
some
I'm not saying it in a
shit.
negative way. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it would
no.
the city would just break if that much black camaraderie happened too often. Like, the city would just break. Like,
Oh, if that's, I mean,
police wouldn't even have nothing to fuck with niggas about. Like, the city would break. Like, it's
if
just.
that's the case, I'm the wrong nigga to break this motherfucking half. Then.
Oh no, I'm all for it. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
nigga.
break
Like,
this
they
shit
won't
2
allow
pieces.
it. Like, I don't think that was just.
Fuck they. Like, I'm about now.
The
like,
police
they
is
could
at
try.
the police is at a period. The police realize today how much of a disadvantage they are at.
Yeah,
If
I'm
ever
fuck
like we
they.
just
They
decide
could
to
try.
stop fuck. Nigga, it got so bad that the police like was just letting niggas stand on the cars. Like, niggas was just standing on police cars, not on regular cars. They were just standing on police cars. And police officers was like, nigga, what we gonna do? We fuck with one of them. We outnumbered. It's 50,000 niggas on the street.
I watched the nigga go spray Nipsey on the side of a fucking
we
cop
watched
car.
the nigga spray the shit on the side of a squad car. Like, we know active squad car because the shit was in the middle of the street, and he was just hitting that bitch up with Nipsey like.
Yeah, yo, like, honestly, that shit was beautiful. Like,
It was.
yeah, that was some.
But like the city, I just don't. The city wouldn't know what to do. Like, the city would just start blowing up donut shops and liquor stores, just like to spark some. It just
Yeah, like, I don't know. Off the back of that last episode we did, like,
police would lose their mind.
It was dope seeing like a bajillion people go.
It was dope seeing us remember him in the way that he wanted us to.
Exactly.
He told us, when I go to ride for me, and I feel like we did that in the truest fashion, even to the point where you see his family embrace the city enough to go around twice and go around the route twice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because you felt that outpouring of love, and it's just like you realize in that moment you lost so much, but you realize like where it all went. You realize where it was all invested in, where it was invested in, who it was invested in too. And I think in that moment you don't want to let that go. Like, you don't, like, it's kind of like winning the Super Bowl, I guess, in a sense. If we speaking of like a celebration of life for him, it's kind of like you win the Super Bowl. It's like you went through the work of like how much you lost to get to this point, and it's kind of like you seeing like what all that went into, and I guess that's the people of Los Angeles flooding into the streets.
Yep.
Like stopping traffic. Like the city of Los Angeles, one of the biggest metropolitan cities in the world, stopped today for a person, and I think that truly shows the power of one individual when you stop one of the busiest places in the world in your name. Like that's
what I like. Like I appreciate like the energy that was put out there, and that motherfuckers thought, what could one motherfucker do? That they could do that right there.
Stop the whole city, black, brown, police, everything. Like,
yeah, and people consistently like it's like. First of all, I was a person like as a fan was sitting up here trying to be bummed out. I watched that nigga's mom and like family get up there and like. One, not even just grace, they was peacefully like, one, that woman has hit a level of, I like to think I'm kind of a spiritual nigga. She has hit a level that I don't.
Angela Bassett in Black Panther is based off her.
I'm dead, bruh. Because she hit some shit. I'm like, all right, I'm going to just have I'm obligated to have a really good day. And like everybody up there was like, just a whole slew of continue his work. People up here post, we will continue this. And like I always say, like intangible ways, like not just posts, not just likes and like cool ass t-shirts. So I don't know. This shit feel like a good ass wave, and I'm now excited to see like, hey, niggas might fuck around and do some shit.
Big facts, big facts. You got anything you want to throw into that? I know you're ATLian now, but
nah. I mean, everything to piggyback off what y'all said. I mean, I got comforted in when I saw his mother did an interview the other day, and just her whole take on death. I've been really struggling. I mean, not to get too, sad about it.
Get it out real quick, man.
I've been struggling with the whole concept of, like, death, and it had me even question, like, my beliefs, just seeing what happened to him. So, hearing her talk, it really put some things in perspective for me. So that's the biggest takeaway that I took away from it, just his mother and her strength, that I've never seen anything like that. Like, that's next level spirituality type shit.
Without a doubt. Yeah, that woman is truly rooted in some strength that is unparalleled. I guess it kind of sucks to say, like, when you talk about that and you talk about Nipsey this week, you kind of have to talk about, like, Kodak Black, and it's just, like, for a second, because I'm not one to throw young black man in the trash. I'm not one to throw black man in the trash at all, but I'm going to set that nigga next to the recycle bin. Like, nigga gotta get out the house. We gonna put him in the bag and tie the top of it. We ain't gonna throw him in the trash yet, but we gonna set this nigga next to the recycle bin. Everybody knows Kodak Black and his actions this week.
I don't have any bail to shoot for that.
Nah, we not shooting no bail. Like, you gotta kind of take that one on the chin, my G.
I look at him as, like, you see a lot of like older dudes talking to him, and you see like it is a testament, like when you look at how, say, Nip move or your favorite artist move, like they move like you had, I guess it's a testament to like somebody before you that you like harken back to. Like I take advantage, like not take advantage of, I take sometimes for granted that I have uncles and a dad or quote unquote OGs like that can tell you like you're moving in a really goofy fucking way. Like everybody's thinking about Kodak is like he's young with money, and I'm like, I get it, but like there should be like
it's an integrity that you hold about yourself, man. It's an integrity that you hold about yourself, and maybe that's just me. Like, I was raised by people from a certain walk of life that later on conformed to society's norms and led a regular lifestyle. But they still walk that regular lifestyle with certain
a code,
tangible moral codes, like certain things you could see, certain things were exuded by them, certain respects were given just because you didn't carry yourself in a way that will welcome an energy that you didn't want around you in any kind of way. And I think you don't have to worry about people trying to chastise you in a certain type of manner when you carry yourself with a certain type of respect and morality and a certain type of dignity. I think a lot of the reasons that Kodak run into the type of problems that he runs into is just
that energy.
You walk around with that energy, and that's something that at a point in my life, like I've been a person that walked around with that energy and realized that a lot of fucking conflicts came with that, like a lot of shit. And just as my friends and people that know me, like, they can attest to that. Romel's been out with me. It was times when Romel and I wouldn't go out because it's just like the way it was just like certain things I was just the temperament of me, my energy that I was carrying wasn't allowing for me to like not be this asshole and this seriousness all the time. And that was one thing that was just conflicting. Is like you go around people who don't have that energy and you look like a dickhead. Like, that's the reality of it, I guess, is what I'm saying. Is like I've been the dickhead. I've been the nigga that's like, Your energy is completely contrasting to everybody that's trying to have fun. You the only nigga in the bar looking for somebody that's bumping shoulders with people, and everybody else just trying to get a drink. Like you come off as a dickhead. You look like the asshole in the room. You wonder why you go home like, nigga, it wasn't no bitches here. It wasn't no this here. It wasn't. Well, nobody wants to talk to you because you look like you just look like it. You just look like it.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Kodak welcomes a lot of shit in his life. And then on top of that, nigga just look like a creep, man. Did y'all see the fucking video? Fuck that shit, man. This nigga, did y'all see the video where he was like in some island and like a white girl walked up to him and was like, oh my gosh, you Kodak?
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, I'm Kodak. Yeah. You can give me a hug. Like, it was just kind of like, it's a little rapey, nigga. Like, it's very rapey.
It's weird. He does weird shit, and it's like, bro, like
he look like the type of nigga that'll steal free shit. Like, so you know he'll rape a bitch. Like, that to me, you know he'll rape a woman because he look like he steal free stuff.
Yeah, like with his ensuing shit still in the air. Yeah,
like in my head, you could be there wanting to fuck him, and Kodak could still find some way to make you be like,
yeah,
I didn't like that.
Yeah,
that was uncomfortable. That wasn't supposed to happen like that, Kodak. Like, he just seemed like that type of nigga, bro. And it's not like to be offensive, but it's kind of like,
what he gonna really do except get on live and get mad about it?
Nah, you know, I mean, that's the same thing about the energy of welcoming problems. It's
I'm not
like
welcoming it. I'm
the
just
idea of like there's not people that'll get offended and possible repercussions to what you're saying, even if I'm not worried about the repercussions. It's still
of
some
all
shit.
the offensive things I said, I'm not gonna worry about offending Kodak.
Nah, it ain't offending Kodak. Sometimes, back in the day, shout out to Taxstone. Taxstone used to say sometimes niggas be wanting to die, but they don't be wanting to commit suicide, so they be wanting you to kill them. I'm trying to avoid, like, I don't want to, it's not even, I don't think nobody pussy, I don't think I'm gangster, no shit like that. I just know what I do to protect myself. So it's like, I don't want to even welcome problems to where I might have to protect myself.
I don't want no problem. I don't want no smoke, but like,
so
if you do some
I gotta
stupid
live,
shit,
I gotta tell my,
I gotta do some stupid shit.
I gotta live my
Kodak did
truth.
some
I'm not gonna
stupid
say it's some stupid shit. I'm just gonna say it's some shit I just feel like wasn't enlightened and it wasn't smart, in my
I
opinion.
am saying to Kodak Black, you did some stupid shit.
Yeah, man,
was a stupid
you know,
statement.
it's just never argue with a fool because people from a distance will never tell who's who. You can call Kodak stupid, he gonna get on live, and then you gonna want to next week talk about something Kodak. But I'm just saying, you know, I just think Kodak.
You stupid, and that's it. Like, you can go back and forth for me though, but like, yeah, I said what I
Yeah,
said.
no, I was gonna say you can go back if
I'm not going back
Kodak
and forth.
responds to you. I'm gonna put your integrity on the line and tell you got to respond back for the podcast.
He's still stupid. Like, what you did was stupid. Like, he could get up there and tell me like
No,
a
it's
new
not
theory
even
of advanced
stupid.
physics. Like, what you said was stupid.
I'm not even gonna go with the stupid thing no more, bro. Like, because when I say like, to me, when I think people, to me, sometimes we chop stupidity up to a moment. And I don't think Kodak's stupidity is a moment, my nigga. I think you live in it. So to me, that's not stupidity. Like, that's a level of ignorance because you have, in that's in the colloquial term. Like, as a term, I'm not gonna say stupid. Stupid is a moment. Like, I do stupid shit in moments. Like, no,
I thought
fuck
ignorance
that.
was when you didn't know. Like how they say ignorance.
That's why I
is
said
bliss.
in the colloquial terms. Like, when somebody's like, you an
Because
ignorant motherfucker.
I'm thinking it's stupid
Like-
because I think like you can't. You're a grown up. Like, at some point, what you're saying, it was niggas around him who came from his environment.
No,
they haven't had, and they
understood,
niggas was like, stop that shit. He was like, I'ma stay stupid. So, you stupid.
I'm gonna stay stupid.
I'm looking my
Man,
nigga, like I'm
nah.
looking my ride or dies. That's like me looking you dead in the face. You like, yo, I'm not playing like, bro. And I look at you and say, fuck that shit.
But that's what I'm saying. To me, that's not even stupid, bro. That's just you a piece of shit. Just to me, you a piece of shit. Like,
I think
stupidity is a moment.
We gonna shelf stupid, you piece of shit.
Yeah, like stupidity is a moment, and you living in this. You want to be this. You a piece of shit to me. So that's just kind of where I stand. And it's more than that. It's just like a whole bunch of other shit that
Destined
like
for
that. You just a piece of shit, bro. That's just it. Like, you just not a good human being. Some shit is like a lapse in judgment, and I guess that's why I'm standing with stupidity. To me, stupidity is like a lapse in judgment. Like, damn, I didn't exercise my best judgment in that moment. That was stupid of me. When you live a life of not exercising your best judgment, you don't have the best judgment, and you just a piece of shit because you're a millionaire and you can learn better than that. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah,
but,
like, he just does repetitive things. Like, my main rule is that you can do a lot of stupid shit, but you can't keep making the same mistake over and over.
It's my screensaver. It's corporate
it's
image.
cute.
It was some high quality artistic shit.
Yeah,
You sound like niggas who ain't never seen shit. Like,
Right.
my god,
3D.
look at that
There was
screen.
3D
Oh
effects.
my god.
I can touch that. Nah, that happened. Hey, this is something I wanted to talk about because I just kind of found it like, nigga, why you do that?
Oh.
Since we just talking about people fucking with people that we respect, wives and shit. So August Alsina, his Nunya remix.
He came out the other day. Just
I
out of nowhere
know.
and said whatever, but
I just feel like you played around with that. I
the-
feel like he knew what he was doing with
to
that.
get it out there.
Let's do it.
Cornball ass nigga doing cornball nigga shit in the realm that you like fucked her. August, you corny as fuck.
Hey,
like,
can I tell you? Okay, for those that don't know, August remixed Kehlani's song Nunya. The song that he remixed it made a video. Basically, the video is texting. It's a text conversation. The name on the text message is Corin, and it has a broken heart. And he says a part in the song, like it's a text conversation. They going back and forth, and it's like, why you keep texting me? Worry about who's texting me. And it's like the conversations pertaining to that as it's going through the lyrics. And then he says a part where it's just like, you just an actress putting on the show. And in that he sends a gif of Jada Pinkett from Shame, Low Down Dirty Shame. It's a gif of her doing something in there. And it's like, you just an actress.
Corin is that shit corny.
Corin is Jada Pinkett's middle name. So Jada Pinkett Smith's middle name is Corin. And that's what the name on the text message was.
You don't gotta not talk. Like,
yeah, so you can speak. You can speak.
Oh, wait, no, I didn't know any of this happened.
Yeah, I understand that. We can tell by your face. That's why I said we can speak, because it was so much outrage that I was like, you need the words for some outrage. But yeah, later he let that fester. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Romel stepping off camera really quick.
Yeah,
Take
I
a
appreciate
call.
it. Like,
But
I'll take this call.
yeah, he basically baited us with the idea that him and Jada had a relationship. Let that settle for a week. And I love that song. Don't get me wrong. I love that song. It's an amazing fucking song. Are you serious? Nah.
Nah, I could, like, honestly, like, I don't know.
Great fucking song.
I think it was like just
Great
time
fucking
frame.
song.
Like, I just wasn't in the mood for no bullshit this week.
And I understood. And that's why I feel like when he addressed it, he said that. He was like, because of the Nipsey thing, that's why I let this settle and fester for so long. It's because I didn't want to address this during the week of Nipsey.
Even still, like the song itself, I'll give it that it's sonically pleasing. I have to listen to it again because once I caught wind, like once I figured out what it was, I never listened to it again. I listened to that one time.
Yeah.
But I was like, it was just such a corny act. I just was like, on no level do I understand. Like, you could write the song about having a lover, but I'm like, bro, like the whole energy about that shit is corny. Like,
but I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, if I'm an R&B singer, man, and I'm not gonna hold you up. Like, I don't think that's the first time we've seen that, dog. I feel like we've seen that many a times with people who are just friends in the industry and are truly friends and understand, like, it would be to our advantage to play this a certain type of way. Like, a couple of summers ago, we seen it before Big Sean and Janae Aiko got together. We seen Janae and Childish Gambino everywhere together. Mm-hmm. And even, like, they made the very intimate video, and it was just kind of like a bait of, like, oh, no, we're just great friends. We've never seen the motherfuckers again together after that. Like, I feel like it was a moment where people were just kind of like, yeah, we kicking it and working on some shit. You want to act like this is this, and then...
I dig that. But, see, the idea that... like a lot of.
But how do we know that he did not do that? With
but that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the idea that Will and Jada, like a lot of like they're their own entities, but there's a good portion of their brand that is built around the Will and Jada monster, like their amazing relationship and how they parent and how they this and how they, and the benefit of that only benefits August. Like,
no, I think it lives, but I think it also lives on two spectrums where Jada and Will also understand that these rumors of their swinging lifestyle and their shared intimacy with other people exists and strongly exists to the point where she's even had to have Leah Dunahee or whatever her fucking name is come on the show and address that, as well as Scientology issues as well. So for me, when you get to speaking about that, I think that is a realm where if it's me and if my whole thing is,
I think that works if you live in the rumor, but they completely like to bash that rumor.
But I think they understand that rumor is never going to die. It's never gonna die. So if we have to fucking use it, or if it can now be like, it's almost like the Kardashian wave, and I think we even kind of seen them dip their toe into it when it's kind of like they've always had this relationship with Jordan Woods, but it wasn't until Jordan Woods was at this point of clashing and the whole world was fucking with her that you decided to go, all right, and it looks nice. It looks like you're coming to aid her in her distress, but I think that's kind of them going like, let's do the PR spin. Like the Latin thing failed. We got Red Table.
None of those scenarios, like, well, I take the Jordan thing still hits me like with the family thing, and I think that could help them a bit. This scenario with the Kardashian thing, I don't see it helping them. Like, that's them. None of like.
Wait, hold on. You don't think finally pulling the string and all of a sudden having Jordan Woods on Red Table Talk, this show that you're just starting to have and is on a brand new network on Facebook Watch,
that aspect helps them. I'm talking about
somebody who's okay.
So to also.
It's something that will never, ever go anywhere. So if I'm always going to have to deal with this, I might as well make some money off of it. After a while, people will sell parts of their life that's just like, this shit don't fuck with nothing. It don't bother nothing, but I can make something off of it. Fuck it. Go ahead. Like, we can help the camp off of this. Somebody can live. I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
I could see it. I just don't buy with them. I think the brand they have.
If
as
Shard
this
was an R&B
amazing
singer,
spiritual couple, I don't think they do that.
If we had somebody in the camp that was a fucking
around, but I don't think they put that on
again.
the brand.
If we had somebody that was like, if we had somebody that was fucking in the camp that was a singer, and I don't know, they wanted to sing about possibly dating one of us, and because it was rumors that like I would fucking knock yourself out, go get this money.
Is
like
August in the camp?
Him and Jada are like best fucking friends. He goes on vacation with that family. He's been seen on vacation videos with them. Like he goes on with Will there. Like August has been on vacation with them, with Will there, like frolicking on the beach. Will and August together.
See, I mean, okay, well, see, if you're in the camp, I still don't understand this mode of going about it. I just think the whole
can I make some money off of us? Like I got to get back into this shit. I got to get back into R&B.
Ways to make money though. Like nigga, go in a movie. Like
but it's like
he's trying. I'm not buying no album off this one song. Like,
no, but it's not even about buying an album. I got to get people saying my name again before I can even present y'all with an album. I got to get y'all saying my name again. The last time we seen August was telling us he was blind. After that, August was telling us he was on painkillers. After that, August had just lost his sister and had to take care of her kids. After that, August released a Christian album. You trying to pop back up after your last song with Trinidad James and shit and being a feature on a remix? You got to pop back up, bro. After doing a Christian album and losing your sight and going crazy and all that, you got to pop the fuck back up.
You need to just make better music.
And
I mean,
sometimes better music is this, and this is a great fucking song. And I understand conceptually you might not like it, but to me, in my opinion,
I think see my thing
it's
like
gang
that.
shit, my nigga. So if Nova need to make a motherfucking song about
I'm not gonna
I don't give a fuck.
I'm not gonna not put over the team, but I feel like the song puts the moment over. Like what I just said, like the moment. There are listeners like you, but then there are listeners like me where the moment outshines the song. Like what he said is bigger than his musical ability. Like I'm not.
I think that's a lot of getting people's attention right now. I think out the gate, it's not gonna be. We just talked about this with Soulja Boy, and I think this just goes back to something you hate.
I'm not listening to no Soulja music though. Like I listen to Soulja for those moments, but nobody. I haven't heard any car drive by doing no Soulja.
And again, I think this is conceptually what clout is, and I understand you have a disdain for that. But like, let me explain it. Soulja was just late with the music, and that's something everybody was saying. That eventually was like, okay, we could tell you just clout chasing because like that's the way to get your music. So now look at me, and then it's like, oh, look what I also do though. Like look at my interviews and look at me go crazy, but I got the single as well. We seen it with 6ix9ine. Suck my dick, Treyway. I got a song with Nicki Minaj and Kanye coming out though. We seen it with Soulja Boy. I'm the best rapper. I'm the hottest rapper. I got a game console. I got all this. And then he released a few songs. His songs just nobody gave a fuck about. And it just swung and missed. 6ix9ine swung and won. 11 out of 11 on the Billboard. Soulja swung and missed. August coming through with his clout now. It's happening. Safari did it when Safari was out here fucking, I never got paid from Nicki. That landed him on Love and Hip Hop and got his songs a few spins enough to where the nigga was even good enough to get robbed by niggas. People thought Safari was doing well enough to rob this nigga. But that's clout, bro. And I understand what you're saying.
Well, no, I'm not even just talking about clout.
And I understand what you're saying.
For it. I'm talking about clout as just from a whatever, like a consumer or person who, if you like to make content, like.
But that's the risk of clout. It's gonna be people like you that are gonna go,
it's not
fuck what you doing.
Is what I'm saying.
I think it is once you get a product with it. Like I said, August.
It's hot for the moment, and if you
if Tekashi had not done nothing illegal, he would still be the hottest rapper out right now, bro. His slip up was. He said Treyway. If he would have just said, suck my dick, I'm the hottest rapper, and just stopped right before he said Treyway, he would still be out here clout chasing, and he would be 17 for 17 on Billboard. As much as you hate to say it,
no.
Clout chasing with product.
I still say some of that shit would still be not sustainable. You get caught up one way or another. He'd have talked his way.
But I think when you playing the game all in-house, you're playing the game all in-house. Like, we control, and that's the Kardashian game, bro. Like, he's playing the Kardashian game. That's why I say Will and Jada are taking a book out of the Kardashians. We control everything in this. We control the good guy, the WWE. Like, that's why I say niggas like the Vince McMahon. I control the good guy, the bad guy, so I control every possible outcome because I control all the pieces on the board. It's just a chess game that you're playing against the world. But I own all my pieces. I just have to counter y'all moves with my pieces.
I can see that. Like, I understand that.
So it's kind of like, all right, look, we're going to start this fire. It's a controlled blaze. That's, in my opinion, I feel like shit like that be a controlled blaze when you have somebody in a camp do something like that to somebody else inside the camp, and then you come back and be like, nah, but we good and we clean it up, or nah, this is just we best friends, and this is just a hypothetical situation about a song, and it is. Like, I don't believe in coincidence.
I'm saying, in that situation, I think Will and Jada have created, how do I say, a sustainable career. Like, there's no time where they can get on TV or movies that it won't go. for August, I feel like moves like that are even all the hang on, even all the people you've listed, it's not a sustainable way to make. You will get if you get a lot of money and parlay it, cool. But if this is the life you're trying to lead as a star, as a musician, as whatever, moves like that don't make you sustainable. Shit like, I don't know, Snoop, Game, rest in peace, Nip. Like those are people who have made, and even Game with his like a lot of like antics. The actual content is a sustainable thing. If you're not giving the actual content, regardless of the antics around it, you won't be sustainable.
And but that's what I'm saying though, bro. It's like that's
like
what,
Soldier
Game
is not sustainable.
Okay.
Safari is not sustainable.
Okay,
this
and
August shit is not sustainable.
I'm not gonna say August not sustainable because
If
he gave us a quality song.
If
Like,
August makes content,
have
it's
you listened to the
sustainable.
song yet?
No. I'm saying if
Have
August,
you listened to the song yet?
No.
Okay,
no, I haven't.
So I'm done having a conversation.
If he gives us content, it's sustainable. If he keeps
He
antics
did.
like this,
He gave
You know
content.
what I'm saying? If he makes continuous content, then we got somewhere to go. But if he
But
just
have you
does
listened
it,
to the first song?
no.
Okay, then. So you
No.
can't say he's not giving sustainable content yet.
No, I can't. I know. I'm saying in the theory, if he does not give content, if it rides all off this,
But what I'm saying
this
is what you're talking
interaction-
about is pointless because he's gave good
no,
content.
but
though.
I'm saying if I'm comparing him to the people you just named, the Safaris and whatever, then I'm about to watch his decline. If he takes this and goes with content,
Okay,
and
so what
stays
I'm
away
telling
from
what
the
I'm telling
antics,
you is
he'll be
that
fine.
you're choosing to watch those people because that backs up your point, and that's a convenient case for
Those
you.
are the people you named.
But I also said Tekashi, who only failure was he just so happened to be
His
dealing with
clout is the thing that got him fucked up. If he just
No.
made content, he'd have been fine.
no,
Yes, him doing all this extra antic-y shit is what brought this shit upon him.
no.
The antics weren't what brought the shit upon him.
The Rico nigga, like just
Which
hanging
were part
around with
of his
gang members, like
part of his antics.
But if he would have never said "suck my dick," he was riding with Treyway before the "suck my dick" shit started, bro.
But it's already been said he's never been that guy. That's all an antic to me.
But what I'm saying is though, like you were gonna get in trouble. Like these niggas was gang members and shit before you said "suck my dick."
Antic. You should have stayed away. You should have just been a music guy. Antic. If you're not the guy, like
That's a real disassociated view. So I'm gonna leave that one alone because
Antic.
sometimes I feel like
on
you
a
start talking from the media perspective instead of the
favorite rocket shit.
Yeah, I feel like that's a disconnected view, but I understand what you're saying though. I still feel like the clout sometimes is sustainable for people. You see people come out in outrageous ways and then they still like have good work, and it's kind of like, yeah, nigga, I don't want to see you do that, but it's kind of like perfect example, Ray J. Ray J's reintroduction to us is always clout. It's always clout, but Ray did enough clout shit to be able to sustain long enough until he found a good swing up, and now Ray J's a fucking investor that we love. That's what clout does. But let's not forget, Ray J was a porno tape doing, saying that he had niggas that was gonna rape Fabulous. Ray J did a bunch of clout shit prior to motherfucking coming back and loving hip hop shit and all that. Before he came back, is I'm Ray the investor now. And his love and hip hop swing was his last clout thing. When him and Princess was going through all they shit, it was still clout moves. And then finally this nigga was like, we're gonna have a baby and we're gonna do a positive spin on this, and I'm gonna become an investor, and I'm gonna use all this clout that I parlayed and actually put out an investment that people fuck with. Actually put out a product that people fuck with.
Is that like attributed to clout, or are we just making the exception the rule?
No, I just think I think that's an attribute of clout, nigga. Like Ray J was the first. I hit it first. We've seen that nigga make so many clout moves, bro.
Ray J
like,
seems
so,
like the exception to the rule.
Ray J finally had a tangible thing that we could be proud of that went along with his clout. His investment, his entrepreneurship was what he took the clout platform this time and put something else on top of it. Instead of going, I'm gonna do clout and porn, I'm gonna do clout and music, I'm gonna do clout in this. He finally said, I'm gonna do clout and investment, and that's something that I could be proud of, and that's a product that later on people will be able to grab onto that they will fuck with. That's my whole point, is that some people parlay clout into something real. And I feel like August followed up with a product. August followed up with a product that I think is something tangible with his clout. Now, I can't say for the second or third one, but this first project that went along with the bullshit he parlayed, I think is actually a tangible thing that is good music. Mm-hmm. Did you missed the conversation? We talking about August Alsina with the Nunya remix?
Oh yeah, nah. I'll say I saw the August. My thing is I don't like to give that kind of like goofy shit any kind of attention. That's just me. So I didn't really look too much into it. You know, I seen it, but from my knowledge, they took him in, and then I don't know the ins and outs. I'm still waiting on more details, but yeah, that's some goofy shit.
I mean, he did go on again to post today that like he made a post and he was just waiting until the passing of the whole Nip situation to be able to address it. But he was saying that him and Jada are still best friends and they still are great. They speak every day. So he did address the issue that we were all like hinting at and baiting at, or were baited at. But I think it's like yeah, like it still left a lot. And I guess we were talking about like the ideas of the rumors that have always swirled around the Smiths and them being swingers, and August actually being a part of the camp, like you just said, them bringing him in. Like, was this really that big of a deal if we made some money off of us? Like, if it's rumors already that's out here about 2 people in the camp dating, and one of them so happens to be an R&B singer, or if you allegedly dating somebody in the camp, and then you make a movie about a story that's similar to, or make a short film about a story that's similar to y'all two, like, can you parlay that into some money if you know, like, this rumor not going nowhere? People gonna always say this about us, so
Yeah, I mean, they have
let's
a platform.
capitalize off of it.
Yeah, I mean, you could capitalize off of it, and then like Jada has her own platform with the Red Table Talk. She could always address it, later on.
But at the same time, though, like, he's been on that show already, and he's talked about why they're so close, and he talked about that he went through his thing where he lost his sight, and he also, after that, got addicted to drugs and, like, painkillers and prescription drugs, and then he talked about his sister passing and having to, like, take in the kids and what, like, the Smith family has been to him. So he has been on that platform and spoke to their relationships and stuff. But I guess for me, it's kind of like, if I have a rumor that's not really offensive, not really harmful, and like I know it's not gonna ever go nowhere, and we can parlay some money off of it, like, that's lemonade, that's 444, that's stuff that's what that is. It's making a negative into a positive. It's like, y'all gonna talk about this anyway, fuck it, I might as well make some money. Like Jay said that, like, I turned my life into a good first week. Like,
Right.
That's sometimes what it is. Like, Aladdin took a shit. I don't even know if that came out yet. Like, Aladdin was like a poop.
No, it was just the.
Yeah, but the previews, niggas is not excited about it.
They're not pleased.
Red Table Talk, like, they are on, like,
Lion King
Facebook.
came out. I was so pleased with that. Sorry.
Lion King came out?
The fucking preview.
The
came
new
out.
trailer.
Oh, yeah,
The
like
big
and that's,
trailer.
I think that was another thing. I think that's why Aladdin is a fail by comparison, is that the idea of the revamp of Lion King is such a huge thing that we're so excited about, and then Aladdin, we're like, this nigga blue. We don't like that shit, nigga. Like, and then on top of that, like, Red Table, yeah, like Red Table Talk is on Facebook Watch, which is a new channel that just took a hit because Ball and the Family just took a hit because of their situation and losing the brand. So those are the 2 stable shows for that Facebook Watch network. So you need to parlay that into something. Like, you keep, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Even something like Will Smith coming and joining social media, I think that's a sign of kind of like the times and having to catch up. Like, you have to realize, to a certain generation of motherfuckers, Will Smith is just Jaden Smith's dad.
Right.
Like, to a whole group of motherfuckers, Jada is just Willow's mom. Like, I know that's fucked up to say. We love Jada for everything that she is. To a certain group of motherfuckers, Jada is Tupac's ex-girlfriend and I whip my hair back and forth girl mom.
So for them of that level, do you dip lower to do some shit like that, or do you just continue being, Willow's mom, who's got a cool show?
I think
and
after a
Fish
while,
movie,
like,
and you
I think
keep
after a
being Will
while,
Smith, who's a fucking
we
movie
have to
star,
stop looking
and
at adapting to the
has
game
cool
as going
Instagram.
lower. Like, that's where the game is. So if I want to be an actor, I got to go over here. Like, that's just what it is.
But
like,
that move to me, like them going with the game.
nobody's bigger than the game right now.
No.
man.
That's what I'm not saying they're bigger than the game. What I'm saying is to use the game properly. They're already doing that. Red Table Talks is on Facebook, big platform. Will Smith has been on Instagram for 3.5 months. Is the biggest motherfucker
But
on the
Instagram
internet.
do not
can I say
translate.
something?
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah, of course. You
Speaking
got to
of
interject.
moms, my mom is blowing me up. I haven't
Oh
seen
yeah,
her.
no, of course. Go see moms, man. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Nah, but I want to say I appreciate
come
y'all
in
for
here and
having
beat
me
me
on
up,
there.
bro.
Nah, it's just I
Get
haven't
out.
seen her and she's getting ready for work, so I got to dip up out.
Yeah,
here.
man. Please go
But,
see moms.
yeah,
We
yeah.
appreciate you coming through, man.
I
Please
appreciate y'all
support. Tell
having
them where
me.
they can find you at.
At Romel Rose on social media, YouTube, all that stuff. If y'all want to watch the films and follow me on all platforms. But yeah,
Shout
y'all doing
out
y'all
to it.
thing, man. I appreciate y'all, and hopefully I'll see y'all again soon. I'm gonna be up here tomorrow. I don't know if y'all gonna be here.
Yeah, without a doubt, I'll be here. We'll figure it out.
All right,
Well, go ahead, man.
I'll be
All
on
right,
Saturday.
appreciate y'all.
I'll
All
pull
right.
up tomorrow too. All right, man. Make sure you get them titanium draws, man, so they don't hurt you out there.
Yeah, man. You
All right.
be careful, man. That's fuck around to get pounced on out there.
You can just walk by.
Nah, you good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming through. You have a good one. Get pounced. Them booty snatchers. Them booty snatchers. All right, man. But I think we can end the episode. I don't think it's gonna go nowhere after that. But
They just picking the nigga up in the street,
just snatching booties.
trying to go to Sprouts, get some
Right.
healthy food. Bring your goddamn man.
Hey man,
They
what
ring that nigga up with their food, just put him right in the bag. Like,
boop, boop. I'm sorry, sir. You don't. Nah, that's booty. I got it out the produce section. I just snatched it up real quick. It was the last one there. Nah, it ain't got a barcode on it, man. It's just man butt. Just scan it through.
Back there to the deli.
It ain't got a bar. Go back to the deli and ask them
Let
how
me
much
get
is
a pound, man.
how much the fresh man butt.
Yeah.
That's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like niggas buying butt at it. That's wow. This is very much like a God damn. They gonna come get this. Romel was right. 10 years. They gonna come get this episode. Like yeah.
10 years. Wait, shit. We live in outrage culture. They can get that shit in a week.
Nah, it ain't gonna mean nothing in a week. They gonna get it in a week, but they gonna store it. KT, what up?
What up? Nobody
KT.
saw that because the camera too far this way.
But
Just whatever.
no, but I do think that's a I don't know, man. I think clout happens. I also feel like that from this situation we kind of just realize that Will Smith is an angel, because anybody that tries to fuck Will Smith woman, like some of the most worst shit in the world happens to him. Like
What if Will Smith was really a dastardly nigga and he just is moving in like a really like we'll be up here like my main method this year was surrender. So I surrendered. And I surrendered to these contractors that I licensed to go, take this nigga down.
knock niggas off, nigga. I'm dead shot.
Yeah.
Y'all think Orlando got Tupac out of here, nigga? That was me. You ain't gonna never get Jada back, nigga.
Yeah, Will Smith out here like law-abiding citizen. Like, has anybody heard from
Hey,
August?
that's the
He
most
just-
fucked up rumor to start.
Yo,
Is
like-
that Will Smith had Tupac knocked off, so the nigga couldn't get Jada back.
Oh, shit. That happened. Y'all got that here first, boy. What if Will was like a secretly sick nigga?
That's why I
Like,
say Will's like,
that's why all this spiritual shit.
August, you think you gonna get my woman, nigga?
Yeah,
Psych,
bro,
gone.
you can-
Get this nigga hooked on drugs.
Yeah, you
Opioid
can-
crisis,
you
nigga.
can-
She don't want no crackhead.
You can jump out of planes and shit and do all that crazy. Will's out here doing secret shit.
Will's like, I got her in Morocco, nigga, and you in rehab, crackhead.
Yeah, like I can sit in Dubai or like India and like.
Yeah, I keep
meditate.
hearing them bumps, nigga. Them is mic drops. That's Will Smith being like, I won, nigga, checkmate. Boom. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, bitch.
Yeah, Will's the guy behind the scenes. Will has toppled small countries.
That is fucking hilarious. Will Crip walks on the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Scotty, what's going on, man?
Yeah, Will be having weird access to shit too. Like,
Yeah, Will has the weirdest access to shit.
Will
Will
does
was.
wild shit.
was on top of a bridge
Will
in
Smith
Romania.
Conspiracy theories, like
I seen him in like Thailand dancing
Yeah.
on like a bridge of little kids.
yeah, Will can do shit.
Like, yeah,
like,
it's
real
just-
niggas can't do.
It's the craziest shit in the world.
That's
But yeah,
wild.
can you imagine that? What about if like Will Smith really an angel and anybody who tries to like fuck with his woman, the worst shit in the world happens to you?
Well, there was that
Like
movie
somebody
that did
shoot you on
terrible.
the
Will
strip.
was the devil. So
Did it?
Yeah, it did. It was. I don't know. That movie did shit at the.
When
box
Will
office.
try to do anything but be Will Smith, the shit gets fucked up. Like,
Yeah,
trying
it was
to be
wild.
a genie.
They had
It's-
wild
I don't like it.
CGI. Like he had weird mangly teeth. It was some weird shit.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable. I don't like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about like an hour and 20 in, so it's like,
I mean, we're just saying shit now where some of the funniest shit happens. I don't know. Scotty pulled out his phone, so I feel like I'm obligated to perform. Like, I've said nothing funny since he did it. Like,
I don't think
I just did-
Scotty's doing a live though. I just
I
think
was
he was
just
doing
like,
like a boomerang real quick. So
yeah.
it's just like, as long as we look
jokes
like,
and jokes and jokes and jokes. Yeah.
jokes.
That let me know. That 5 seconds right to let me know. I was like, wow, stand up is hard because that nigga was like, be funny right now, and I did
Yeah.
nothing. I did
Yeah.
nothing for y'all.
That's something I keep saying I'm gonna get back into is stand up.
Oh, you got it, bro. Like I got all this internet shit where I can like control the funny. Like,
Yeah,
motherfuckers
nah.
think I'm that funny all the time. I'm not. I sit in my room and do fuck all.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I read books. And
that's
shit.
why I'm like
really a
taking
corny
public
nigga.
transportation again and shit. Like I be having to go out when I'm riding in my car. I'm not really inspired and
No,
shit,
yeah,
so I be
being
having
out
to
in
go
public
out.
really like, I'm like, oh shit, that's how I make fun of shit. My bad.
Yeah, you gotta
Damn.
see shit to make fun of it. So it's kind of like I'm sitting on a train next to a crackhead and he's stinking. He smell like piss, but I'm like, yo, there's some material gonna come out of this.
That
I'm just
sounded
waiting
like
on
you
it.
was finna start the best bar about
Right.
homeless niggas. Like,
Right,
I'm
that's it.
sitting on the bus and this nigga
Sitting on
stinking.
it. This nigga
Fuck
stinking.
was I thinking?
Just-
It was finna be the best.
no jokes,
hot
nigga, but I got
six-
16.
It was gonna be the best hot 16 about the homeless community.
Nah.
Oh shit!
I realized I started to get a little squeamish about shit. I was coming out the store the other day and I seen like a homeless person. And I was like, ugh. And I was like, yo, nigga, you gotta start going back outside. You getting real squeamish. You getting like conservative squeamish, and I couldn't do that. Like you can't walk down the block. I'm acting like an old white man and shit. I'm like, nigga, your credit's not even your credit score not even high enough to be afraid of niggas that look like you.
EJ said he stepped out of Trader Joe's and clutched his purse.
Yeah, like
Sir,
probably-
do you live around here?
yo, I'm gonna tell you the ill shit. I was walking around a motherfucking Target in downtown LA, and I wasn't even buying nothing. I was just walking around the Target eating food. Like that's just what I do sometimes. I call it snacking shop. That's just me. Y'all don't be snacking and shopping. You just be in the store like walking around eating shit. So I'm doing that. Like I'm not in a place where I can judge no motherfucker. I'm in downtown LA. Technically, I'm in this nigga's neighborhood. So I walk out from stealing and I bump into a nigga and I'm like, oh my God, sir, let me get away. You didn't ran.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, like,
Sprinkle some crack on him.
sir. Like, the fuck?
Nigga.
That nigga attacked me. And sprinkle. I felt so fucking terrible. I'm like, yo, I'm the niggas that's gentrifying the neighborhood.
Here's the fucked up part. That nigga was a full-fledged licensed contractor. He had just got off a job. He was like, dirty piece of shit.
Yeah, right. He's like, you poor motherfucker. I own the condo above this place. Like, nah, I was like,
nigga built the Target you just walked out of.
Hey,
has a whole contract with the city. He was like, you dirty piece of shit.
Dirty piece of shit.
Like,
throwing change at him like, get a job, buddy.
You fucking plebeian, get away from me.
Get a job. He's like, nigga, I own this Target. But the fucked up shit, I was fucking around and watching Patrice O'Neal this week. And I realized it because I fucked around and like said some very unfiltered shit to a woman this week. I'm not going to say what it was.
It was necessary.
She's a friend of mine. Like, she's a good person.
But it was
and that doesn't like make this comment. I don't know. I'm just gonna. But I was fucking around and I said some shit that was so like.
Let me pause agreeing with the comment. I said this. I did a lot of amening before I actually knew what you said.
I'm not gonna say what I said either way, but I just made a statement and I just knew. I was like, this is very. In my head, I was like, after I said it, I was like, this is inappropriate. But then, like, the devil on another show that was like, inappropriate is a very vaginal word, nigga. Like, stop saying it.
Yeah.
So
it's 13 Black Phillip episodes that y'all should just. I
fucked around and watched Elephant. No, just watch Elephant in the Room. Just watch Elephant in the Room.
I know.
You know what happened? Kevin Hart was on fucking Joe Rogan, nigga, and that shit. He talked about fucking Elephant in the Room.
I go to Elephant in the Room, but sometimes if I just want to hear some shit, I'm like, I'll go through. Like, that nigga was wild.
Nigga, I fall asleep
than me in life, but
I fall asleep to Elephant in the Room because I literally want that level of fuck it to be planted in my subconscious. I want to wake up with like a fresh level of.
I be looking for that level of fuck it. You know who's good? Who? Do you listen to Tom Segura?
What the fuck?
Okay,
Hell
cool.
yeah! Come on,
bro.
Man.
Yo,
what the fuck?
That's.
First off, I'm a
Patrice,
comedian
but I like Tom.
at heart. So like, I listen. Tom Segura said, I took my father out to lunch and I just knew it was gonna get awkward because. That nigga said my father was like, he just seen a black person. He's like a random black guy. He's like, hey, he was like, I know one of you, guy named Philip. I work with him. You know, like it's just like the fucking. He's like, we're at lunch, and he's like, we had lunch and had a fucking Asian waiter. And my father asked him. He said, yeah, I was in Vietnam. I killed a bunch of people that looked like you. Like it's just the fucking most awkward shit. He talks about. Anybody who hasn't watched Tom Segura, go watch it. It's fucking hilarious.
He does with his wife. Like that's one thing. Like
Mom Jeans, the podcast, not your mom.
Yo, and he does the like. I don't know why this shit's so fucking funny to me. Where he does the black, like the Tom or black, like where it's him doing a black dude voice.
Just go watch Tom fucking Segura. Anybody, just go listen to Not Your Mom's podcast. It's a great fucking show. Yeah, it's really like an hour and 25 minutes in. I guess we did this because we gave you guys a recycle episode.
Y'all bitches go get some on Saturday.
Yeah,
Hey,
Saturday.
somebody do some goofy shit we can ask them to talk about on Saturday.
Yo.
Hey.
More people outside. It's a new person.
Bike dude. I don't know who the fuck that. We got Bike Dude now.
We got Bike Dude and we got Dog Walking Lady. I don't know who she is. She's walking the dog. Hi, white lady. DL. Shout out.
He gay?
I think he's saying dirty laundry.
Okay. I was like, whoa.
In this very gay episode. This episode is very gay.
I was finna ride that. I was like, this is the show that nigga came out on the street in front of people. He rode his bike, was like, you know what? I'm here to live my truth. Or dirty laundry, though. Either way. Whatever.
Hey, man. I've really just been watching some of the worst possible comedy and consuming some of the worst possible content this week. That may be why this episode is so fucking toxic.
That I'm with it.
That may really be why this episode is really fucking toxic.
Like
this episode was a little homophobic.
Not from us. Said some gay joke. I can't. Okay, look, yo. I know, like, real, like, the gay people I consider some of my best friends. Like, I be like, we can't crack jokes, bro. I got white dudes who I'm cool with who like. They don't get too racial, but like, you know, some shit is funny.
Not yet. I think like after like it's a grace period that you get after like you first get your rights that people gotta take you serious for a while. Like I'm sure like
first get their rights.
Depending
I
on
ain't
who
been
you
a
ask, nigga.
homophobe in ever, so like I just
That was
like,
literally like almost a second of silence. I don't know, nigga. Depending on who you ask, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know who getting rights. Black people still asking niggas to act civil towards us. I realize that. Michael Chase said that shit. Not even fucking treat us like full citizens. Just civil, nigga. Like just put the water hoses down.
I think
That's
I
some
don't know.
shit for your ass.
I think some of this shit is for I'm gonna say this might be my life. I think some of this might be for just like usual.
It's outrage culture.
No, I think but I think some of this is for like, you know, like weird white dudes. Cause today, like at at work, we was out there like filing papers at Kinko's and shit.
We only give a fuck because white dudes want to be gay.
No, because white dudes are inconsiderate of shit. Like this girl that's at the job. She was young, but she was just having like young conversation. Like, I want to talk about things right now. So I was like, all right, cool. So she was like, how do you guys feel about abortion? And I was like, this is a lot of this is a deep, like a hell of a topic, like this early in the morning. But I realized when she asked me, I was like, I'm like, I agree.
That
like,
bitch just must have learned something about it.
Yeah, well, she did, but
Sometimes motherfuckers just be want to talk about shit because they just learned about it.
Yeah, and I wasn't shitting on her for it because she was really fucking like hype about it. And I was like, all right, bet. Like,
all right, bitch, enlighten me. Go ahead.
Yeah, so she was like, how do you feel? She was asking everybody, and I just, like me, I thought it was like just a regular fucking. I'm like, that's your body, and like, you can control your body. Like so you're for abortion? I was like, well, don't say it like we out here going to a party, but yeah, like like.
Why are you asking me like I left it in
bro,
you, bitch?
She said it.
Like,
That's what got me. She said it so. Are you for abortion? I was like, if you like, if that's like your situation, that's do like.
I would much rather
for you.
Like, don't be an irresponsible parent,
Yeah,
bitch. Go to the
like that
hitman.
was my whole thing. Like I would rather that than you bringing somebody. And it was this whole diatribe, the whole thing about it. White dude was like, I don't agree. And I was like, well, fucking Todd, like, what is your fucking... And he was bothered. Like, his whole demeanor was shook because he was like... And she, you could tell, like, she was just young and excited about learning shit. I think she might, like, take a class or some shit about... She was like, I got 2 people who agreed with me. And she was just papers. And he was just like, hello, darkness, my old friend. Like, he acted like Jesus had stepped through and was like, this all you finna do? This is all you finna do for us? Like, God was just sitting there in his head like, you finna get kicked out, bro. I can't wait to scratch your name off the motherfucking list. I don't know. You niggas are wild.
Should have just told her, like, bitch, shave your legs and wait 2 weeks. Bitch, your opinion to change.
Take it in the fucking face. Listen to Donnell Rawlings. You ain't gotta worry about none of that shit. Take it
in the face.
Take it in the face.
That's the worst
Wow.
shit ever. Yeah, nah. Shave your armpits and wait 2 weeks. Your liberal opinion to change, I'm sure.
You just take it in the face.
Yeah.
All these orifices, you ain't gotta go in there. Oh, that's not skate dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ask somebody skate dude. Nigga, everybody on wheels and roll past here, but skate dude.
Yep. That's I don't know. Everybody's against abortion until you fuck. Let me stop. That was gonna be a Patrice O'Neal joke. Let me stop.
Bust off.
Yeah, nah, man, that's a good enough episode. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. It's 90 minutes in this shit. We might have to cut this in half. I'm not, because like the last 30 minutes is all bullshit. So we're gonna let it fly.
Because I'm gonna get drunk and say some more goofy shit.
Oh yeah, Saturday's gonna be reckless.
Say
Big shit. Just a Dope Ass Podcast, Snapchat, Instagram. Follow us.
Tell your mom and them.
Tell your mom and them. Yeah, we gone.
All right, yeah. Love y'all. Long live Nip.